Hi, everybody. Welcome. I see our special guest is backstage. Give me 1 second. I'm going to play the intro and all that real quick because I have a toddler I have to get situated first. So I will be right back. Hey, Chris, how are you? Okay, so I'm just waiting for my co-host, my honey bunny, the love of my life, the twinkle in my eye, the guy that makes my eyes light up. So I'm just waiting for him because our special guest is already waiting. So tonight's topic is spirit guides. Now, I know on my channel, my main channel, there have been quite a few people that had been asking about doing a live about spirit guides, explaining what they are, all that good stuff. So I figured, well, since we have this channel now, we could just do a live over here and talk about it over here and with our special guest. So let's see. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and bring up the special guest so that we can go ahead and get things started, and then the co-host will be here shortly, hopefully. So there's our special guest.
I'll get you, my little pretties, and your little dog too.
Why don't I see you? Hold on, I don't see. No, not you, not you. Glenn, I don't see Glenn backstage.
He's done a run already, look. Don't forget to share this out, guys.
Yeah, share it out. He says he's back there, but I don't even see him.
Oh, stupid Twitter.
I'm sending him another link. Okay, let's see if that works. So what time is it where you are? Isn't it like what? After 1 a.m. or is it 1 a.m.?
No, it's 12 o'clock.
Okay, oh. It's not that late, thank God. Okay.
Too late.
Do you like my avatar? Isn't it like nice and spooky, right?
Yeah. I mean, I just turned my camera off and realised that I still had the wicked picture stuck there.
It's fitting though. It fits this channel though. It's fitting. Hey Phil, how are you? Men are always causing problems. True that.
I know.
Hey Mo, how are you? Okay, so
you just have to excuse me because I do keep coughing because my husband brought home man flu.
Ooh, he got you sick.
Always happens just before an event. Hi, Spontaneous. Hi, Mo.
Okay, let's see.
He's got stage fright. That's what it is.
He said he's in chat though. Okay, so the question is, what are spirit guides, right? Everybody wants to know what are spirit guides. So, spirit guides they're like a non-physical being assigned to guide us to attain the greatest potential on earth, right? In a way, they care for us like guardian angels, and they can assist us in many processes, transformations as we navigate through life. A spirit guide is an ascended being that has thoroughly mastered life lessons and comes through energetically as a true guiding light. I think that's like how you would be able to Google it, right? That's like the Google definition of spirit guide, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, everybody has more than one. And I mean, like, people can have up to like 7+ spirit guides. Like, there is no limit as to how many spirit guides you can have.
Push us back a bit. God, I didn't realize we were going to be so close.
There he is. There he is. Oh,
Hello.
Sally's in the middle. We got a Sally sandwich.
Oh my God.
Sally's the sandwich.
This could get, yeah.
Okay, because I know that I've had a spirit guide reading that I sent to you, Sally, and I know that she only picked up on 3, even though I know I have more than 3.
Yeah.
But how many spirit guides do you have personally?
Myself, personally,
Yes.
I have my main one. And I like to think, even though she's only a small child, if you like, but she has a massive influence over me, as in the spiritual side of stuff. She's the one that I ask for guidance and stuff like that. So she's a little Victorian girl. She's got the ringlet hairs, ringlet hair. Her name is Rosie, and she's been with me for a long, long time. Now, when you say how many have you got now, to that question I can't really answer, because I have so many sort of flittering in and out. What we've got to remember as well, with our spirit guides, you can pee them off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you don't listen to them, you can pee them off. There's not from this world to the next world, So,
well, we kind of cycle out, right, from spirit guides, right? They get cycled out quite a bit. So I mean, there are some that do stay with you for a lifetime.
Yeah.
But then there's quite a few that just cycle out as you get older and are only there for certain periods in your life.
And and that's where I mean, like, Rosie is my main one, because you always have your main 2 or 3. Some people have more. It depends on how, what your psychic abilities are, how that third eye, if you like, can control. Like, I mean, the reason, if you've got the psychic abilities, you can see many spirits.
Mm-hmm.
Some can be your spirit guides. Some can be, they say, next door neighbours that just pop in to give you a hand when you need it. Now, what?
And you get the sniffles too.
I know, but it's all dried up. It's horrible. When you feel like you want to blow, but there's nothing there. It's all dry. So what are the sort of questions that we're going to be looking at when it comes to spirit guides? Do we have them? Yes. Every single person has them. Every single person has them. Does everybody know they've got them? No. Some people, your spirit guide could even be, for example, a grandparent that hasn't left you. Okay, and I don't mean that as in a spirit. That some of us are old souls. Okay,
right,
and we can
the old souls.
All the old souls, the old soul Goodman.
Oh, Goodman.
That was a good one. So Oh, Rena, yeah. Um, they. So we all have souls, okay. Some of us are old souls, some of us are new souls, etc., etc. And sometimes, a spirit guide can be a loved one that's maybe um, they've come to their earthly soul, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not going to come back into this thing that we call the body. So they go on to the next plane, and that's when they sort of become your spirit guide. And when I feel that when it is when it's a loved one, a dear one, um, you might see them. Um, if you're lucky enough to see them, they probably won't look the way that you remember them. Okay,
Right.
I'm talking about your spirit guides, because what they tend to do is what I found. They tend to go back to, if you like, um, their first soul. If that makes sense, does that make sense?
I mean, it
So,
makes
like,
sense to me. Yeah, it makes sense to
yeah.
me. Yeah.
So, if you've got so I mean, you'll hear people. I mean, for example, when my eldest was born, she was so comical. She was like a little old lady, and the amount of people that don't even believe in this sort of thing said she's an old soul. Just the way she acted, you know. And I'm saying acted, the way she used to hold her hands. She used to rub her old hands like a little old lady, and this was when like she
So,
was
can you give a
newborn.
definition of what an old soul is?
Right, an old soul would be somebody that has been reincarnated, if that's the way you look at it. It's a soul that's been um, they don't even have to be reincarnated very often, but that's what their purpose is. So when, and I don't know if everybody understands this, but if uh, hang on a minute. Oh, I'll tell you what I've
So,
got here.
the
Hang on,
the
put some
physical form. Oh, go ahead.
oil. Hang on, let me just put some oil on so that I might be able to be able to breathe a bit better.
Take your
So,
time.
the physical form you're saying dies, but the spirit form can live on.
Yes,
So, our souls can pass to another life form, to another, I mean,
absolutely, absolutely.
exponential amount of times.
Yes,
So, we learn things along the way and we pick up attachments or spirit guides.
I would. You pick up spirit guides as you're going along, and what you've got to remember is that and I'm not religious, okay? I'm spiritualist, so I'm not religious.
Exactly.
Um,
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
the same.
so yeah, so I don't, I'm not. We are all a bit God fearing, but I believe that when we before we're born, before we're conceived, and all that lot, we all decide what we're going to do and how we're going to be, and to ask for this life. I mean, hell, you can't believe that we're going to ask for this shitey life, but we do. And there's reasons for it. And it's all about the learning. And it's the learning of not this solid thing that we walk around in. It's for our soul, for our spirit to learn and to go on. Now, again, for argument's sake, I don't believe that for argument's sake, my mum died when I was 7. She's still in the spirit world. She hasn't, as far as I'm concerned, she hasn't been reincarnated, because I feel her, I see her occasionally. Mum, you don't come round often enough. But so we choose when we're going to be reincarnated as well, I believe. We choose where we're going to go. So if we're only going to have like an old soul, in answer to Soul Goodman's question, an old soul would be somebody that, or a spirit, a soul that has lived many, many lives, and they've learned a lot of things. So You know, you'll look at something, you know, how the hell do you know that? You've heard of deja vu and all that. Well, it's something that they might have seen in a previous life. You know, some people pick up things a lot quicker than other people, and it's all about that learning of what our spirit, our soul does as it's going along the way. Um, old soul. So yeah, old soul is, in my view, it's somebody, a spirit, a soul that has lived many, many times. For argument's sake, my little Rosie, she's my main one, but she's not an old soul. Even though she's from the Victorian times, she didn't come back to this life many times, maybe once, twice. So she's not what I'd call an old soul. But from just watching and learning, she's a child, but she gives me great advice. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, um, so for example, I was telling Sol the other day about one of his little ones, and I can't remember now because the life of me, my brain goes dead. As soon as I start thinking
Are
spiritual,
you talking about mine?
you're one.
My two.
Well, this is what I'm saying. You see, when I give readings,
Mm-hmm.
I forget. And I'm sure it's the way that, if you like, Rosie takes this burden off me, if you like, because sometimes when you're reading for people, whether it be cards like Trish
It's
does,
heavy.
oh, it is. Tell me about it. The weight of the world would be on your shoulders if you remembered everything.
So I'm gonna kind of dip into a little my experience. So I mean, I've done readings for people, and I still have that connection to that soul to this day. Like I'll get messages for people I haven't done readings for in a good minute, and I don't forget. They attach, and I actually take honor in that because it's nice that they still want to speak to me and they still feel like they have more to say. So, and I always try to do my best to let people know what was said. But yeah, they, for me anyway, they attach to me and go along with me on my other readings, and some are pretty heavy.
That's what I was just about to say. You've got to be careful. That's where you've got to be careful. Because if you take too much on, you, you, I mean, in my eyes, when you sit, do you hear voices? Yes, I hear voices. I was asked by a mental health person, not just a week or so ago, and I was like, if I say yes, you're going to lock me up, but I'm a spiritualist. So they went, oh right, okay, yeah. So it's become, yeah. You can make. Do you hear voices? I see dead people. No,
I see dead people. Come at me.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I say. There are other professions out there that think we are crazy if we say that we've seen somebody.
It's an unstudied science, so people don't understand how spirits and spirit guides and this whole spiritual realm works.
Oh yeah, and there's several planes of it as well. I'm talking in hands. You can't see me, but this is how I always talk it. There's several planes as well of where, if you like, they do pit stops. Yeah. Well, that's
Exactly, CJ.
Yeah, and that's your inner eye. Oh God Almighty! I'm gonna have to shut my door. Can you hear that?
Yeah. Well, I hear. Is it a fan?
No, it's my husband snoring.
Oh, I don't hear anybody snoring. I just hear a fan.
Oh yeah, I don't hear your husband.
There's the fan off. You will hear him now.
Well, Country Joe, your images are definitely being sent to you for a reason. And a lot of the
very
times,
well be images.
yeah, and a lot of the times I know that when I get images, sometimes I'll even discuss it with Saul, and I'll be like, and I'll describe it, and I'm like, did I really just have that image in there? Like, was it really an actual image, or is it just my mind playing tricks, right? Because you always want to go to, is that just my mind playing tricks?
If you want to get more into the spiritual realm, I recommend taking a journal and jotting down your visions, because you'll never know when that vision will actually play an actual part in life.
Right. Exactly. And a lot of the times the images you get could end up being deja vu. And deja vu happens to me all the time. All the time.
Big thing that happens.
And that's a really good point. You know, if you do, even like when you have dreams, you know, keep a little notebook by the side of your bed. I'm a great preacher of this, but I never do it. Apart from this morning when I thought I was getting bit by a spider in my sleep, and I woke up and my hands itching like mad, and it's itched all day, so I reckon I've been bit by something. But anyway, keep a little journal or a notebook by the bed, okay, and just as soon as you wake up, if there's a, because we all know, don't we? You know, you have a dream, and you go to try and tell somebody about it, and it sounds all gobbledygook because we're remembering not so much the key points, but when you start talking, it sounds gobbledygook. So if you write it down as soon as you wake up, then hopefully, you know, you should be able to make some sense out of it. Hi, Catherine. Yeah, I'm feeling a bit better. But also, have you ever had when you wake up, well, you can be going on your day and then somebody will say something and you'll go, bloody hell, that was I dreamt that.
Yep.
So I don't remember my dreams usually. I'm just gonna say that. So I don't. I mean, I really wish I did because I feel like I get a lot of visions in there. But I also like how Sally Ann, you're saying, you know, your guide lifts that weight, if you will, from you. I think that's something that I do believe my guides do too, because I remember being younger, and remembering my dreams still to this day. They were very vivid dreams.
Oh yeah. But I mean, that I call that when someone breaks your dream is what I call it. So somebody will say something and you go, oh crikey, I dreamt about that, or what have you. So that's what I call breaking your dreams. But oh God, I'm going to get attacked by bloody moths as well again. If I suddenly scream, you know it's because I've been attacked by a moth, not by my spirit people.
Is that spider still hiding out in the corner?
I got attacked by a spider. No, I didn't get attacked. It was on one of my paintings I picked up, so that got thrown across the room as well.
Hey, Phil, welcome everybody just joining. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Yay, thank you guys. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up as well. So yeah, spirit guides, I believe we're all born with them. And why I say that is because when you see like a baby and they're googling and googling away to nothing, I believe that's when we're communicating with our spirit guides, because we don't remember it. I believe it's because they're literally filling our heads with maybe everything that's going to happen, or, you know, taking us off into a different direction to try and keep us away from something that's going to happen in. Sorry, I'm watching a bloody fly up there as well. Yeah, so, you know, I believe we as babies, we see a lot. And I believe the reason we don't remember it is because probably it'd be too much and it would blow our minds.
Now, aren't guardian angels and spirit guides separate?
Yes, I would. Yeah, I would say personally myself, yes, they are.
Yes, I agree. They are definitely separate.
So,
because typically there's different types of spirit guides, right, Sally? Do you mind if I just
name
off?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have your archangels, right? And the archangels are the leaders in the angel world, right? And then you got your spirit animals.
Yeah.
And then you have your ascended masters, like Buddha or Mother Mary, right? Then you have departed loved ones. Then you have helper angels, which are, you know, quote unquote freelance angels, right? So they're not as high up as archangels. They're more like you know, a branch off of angels. Was that 6, 1, 2, 3, 4? Oh, guardian angels. And the guardian angels, they are okay. Guardian angels are different because they are exclusively for you.
Mm-hmm.
And you have more than one guardian angel that has devoted their life to helping you. And that's what's really cool about guardian angels, is that they are strictly assigned to you. They are not assigned to anybody else. With each life, you get assigned
They are
specific
yours
guardian
for
angels.
your
Yeah,
physical form.
exactly, for your physical form. But everything else can change over time. But your guardian angels are assigned specifically to you. That's what I think is really cool out of all of the different ones.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, like, your Nana will be with you, Country Joe. She might not be a guardian angel unless she's already passed before. Then she could have been assigned to you. But like Trish was just saying, we almost have like little helpers. Is probably the best way to put it. That
Yeah.
try and guide us. And you know, when you hear somebody saying, "Oh, bless you, Mary," and
Oh,
you probably
Mary.
did have them. You probably did have them. They probably were there.
They were there.
Mhm. If they weren't there, and I'm just going to say, because obviously I don't know Mary, but if they weren't there, then maybe you wouldn't be here today. So my poor
Yeah,
mother.
that's true.
I mean, you know, my brain's gone to sleep. Oh God. So I've got my eye constantly on the window because I've got bloody moths flying in there. But it's too hot to close the windows, and I've got to climb across my bed that's full of stuff. But yeah, so guardian angels, yeah, are different. You've got your helpers that will come in and they might kick you off the butt, or give you a little nudge. I don't know whether anybody out there ever has this, and I have it quite a lot, where I'll hear somebody call my name. They just say Sally Ann, and it's like it's somebody in the room because it's that clear.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that is where maybe guardian angels are in there. They're the ones that are guiding you, because normally, guardian angels, they're there to guide you as well. Well, your spirit guides can be badasses as well. Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You can have some real bad.
Spirit guides can also be dark too.
Absolutely. And this is like with Saul Goodman. Like he says that he remembers everything, and of course he's taken everything on, and he gets attachments, and sometimes these attachments aren't good, and this is where our spirit guides and our guardian angels really come into the being of keeping us, or trying to keep us safe.
Keep us in the right path.
Yeah. They can't do it all by themselves, and this is where if we can somehow zone in with your spirit guides, and they can help you. They're not oh God, spirit guides. Yes, what Trish was saying as well, you can get animals. A spirit guide can be anything that's had a soul.
Yep.
Exactly.
I communicated with dogs in the spirit world using English. It's great.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I see my old dog still wandering around here.
Aww.
Oh, yeah, he's always by me. But yeah, it's so you can have. I mean, you hear people saying spirit guides like wolves, eagles, all these sort of, any animal really that you think of being as a spiritual animal, like I say, your wolves, your eagles, but also they can be as simple as a bird, a little budgerigard,
Oh my God. Yes, Phil. That's happened to me too. Feeling raindrops when it's not even raining. I've had that happen to me a lot too.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a big thing.
Yeah, and that can be right. Okay, so let's say, for argument's sake, Phil, you're just going to cross the road and you suddenly feel a raindrop. Has that ever happened? And you've got, shit, if I'd stepped out on that road, this is where your guardian angels come in. So they're stopping you from doing something, and it could be literally a split second.
I just
Literally.
got the chills when you said that. Literally got
I
the
knew
chills
what
just
you were
as you
getting
said
at
that.
as you were saying
And
that.
I was just like, you know what? You're effing right. And I didn't think of it as that because you know, whenever you think you get a raindrop, right, you literally stop what you're doing and you feel where you felt that raindrop at. And I never thought of that till you said it, and it gave me the chills right now. Literally gave me the chills.
Yep. And that's it. That's another way how they communicate with us.
They have many ways of doing it. I mean, some are playful, some are.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's weird how they play with us and send us messages that you wouldn't even realize how they're sending you messages. You know, you see a face in the sky. It's not a coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences, by the way.
No.
Yeah, I don't either.
I mean, so, you know, when you see that or you hear some voice in the back of your mind or in your ear, it's there. There's a reason for that.
So like Phil said, it happened right after my mum died. Well, that could have been her as one of, if you like inverted brackets, one of your angels as a helper, just to let you know that, you know, she was safe. I mean, my take on things is, you know, somebody can come to me and they've lost somebody dear to them, you know, a few days before, and it's like, oh, you know, have they gone? No, because they're probably still unpacking.
Yep.
You know, you got to
you got to get your bearings on this new land.
Exactly. You know, I mean, you know, if it's a mum, I say, well, they've got to get the house straight first. You know, so and 10 years to us can be like 2 days to them. There is no time.
Yeah, because there is no time where they're at. Time literally does not exist over there.
Yeah.
Here we learn time is finite. There, time is infinite.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And people find that really hard because let's face it, when we lose somebody, we want to know that they're okay. Okay, and if I can just say to you, well, they are okay. Just give them a chance, you know. Yeah. Oh, I haven't heard from my mum, or I haven't heard from my dad. Give them a chance, you know.
Yeah. And it's funny because whenever I do the readings that I do, you know, the message from heaven readings, everybody always wonders if, you know, they were alone whenever they passed. And I'm gonna tell you right now, every message that we get straight up says that no one is ever alone when they pass. No one is ever alone. You got guardian angels there welcoming you. You have archangels. You have family members. You have pets. I mean, you have, everything is there to greet you whenever you're passing to the spiritual world.
And you will recognize every single one of them. Yeah, even your spirit guide. You know, you might never ever see spirit guide or realize you've got one here on earth, but once we pass, there's that
connection. Or in transition.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing, the other side, you know, I mean, because I'm not a heavenly, you know, I'm more of a spiritualist, but I'm more of an accepting, like, I accept all religion because obviously all gods played a role in that. So that I digress on that, but I'm not religious, I'm more a spiritualist too, you know. So when you're in that transition phase to go to the other side, you're halfway in this side and halfway in the other side. It's a really interesting time. I spend a lot of time around death, and it's really interesting to see what people see and say.
And Starborn, I mean, you are absolutely getting signs whenever that happens. And I see that you already know that because you said it always has a meaning and you're 1000% right. Anytime something like that happens randomly, even if it's a reoccurring thing, there's always a meaning behind everything.
Exactly.
No such thing as coincidences.
Yeah.
Yeah. For example, I was sleeping last night and I woke up to this morning to one of my boxes that's fallen down off my cards, and it's knocked an ornament off the side as it came down. Never touched a candle right next to it. Never took my abalone shell off there. It knocked one little bottle over on one shelf and landed on my desk. But then it's thrown a vase that was up there right onto my chair, which is about 3-4 foot away from it. I was like, what the hell's going on here? So sometimes they can be a little bit mischievous.
Oh, yeah.
And they have been.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the guys would tell you they've been playing around with me all day today. I can't even remember what it was that I'd lost, but things have been flying all over the place just lately.
And it's not necessarily, some people take the throwing objects as a negative entity. Not all the time. Not all the time at all. They could just be playing.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if they're breaking stuff, that's kind of a negative energy. But, if they're just throwing a rock or it hits you on the shoulder, we're going to hurt you. They're just letting you know they're there. Kids.
Yeah, glue gun. I've lost my glue gun today.
Oh, that's what I wanted to tell you. Okay, because we all know that there's spirits that can be mischievous, right? I sometimes think when I'm losing stuff like that, like glue guns, or if I'm missing a piece of jewelry, I immediately always go to fairies. Yeah. I immediately go to fairies rather than going to spirits. It's just something I've always done, because fairies they're such thieves, like legit. That's what they do, and then they come back and they try to help you find
things,
right. Yeah, they'll misplace it, but help you find it to get back on your good side. But that's for a whole nother day. But I just wanted to say, like, I when stuff like that happens to me, I immediately always go to fairies immediately.
Yeah. See, we all have mediumship abilities. Okay, each and every one of us does, and it's whether or not you can open up to them. Some people will never open up to them because at the end of the day, it could scare the absolute out of you. There's been several times where I've caught myself out, because even though I know they're there, they still make me jump. They can still like. But yeah, I mean, definitely, people think of things being thrown around as poltergeists. Not always. There's not, or should I say, not all poltergeists are bad. We watch these films and what have you, but they're not, and 99% of the time, they're not bad. They're just naughty. Hi, Air Force. And 9 times out of 10, do you think? I feel it more than others. Yes, Mary. Only because you are more of a feeling person.
I agree.
Oh, thank you, Tracy. Yeah. So you the more, and I hate to use the word, but sensitive. Okay. Because am I correct in saying that in America they used to call mediums sensitive or?
Yes. Yeah.
So even though I don't like the word, I'd rather use more open, empathic. But
what word don't you like using? I think I may have missed that part.
It was this. She didn't like using the sensitive word as describing somebody that's,
well, it depends, because sensitive doesn't necessarily. It's not sensitive. It's, are you sensitive to apparitions? Not. I like the word sensitive because it is something that not everybody can feel. I mean, an energy, right? We all sense energy.
Yeah.
Electricity. I mean, I think not mediums, but empathic people are more inclined to, and yes, more sensitive. But it doesn't mean anyone who isn't empathic couldn't become that.
When I say sensitive, I don't, because let's face it, if somebody says, "Oh, you're too sensitive," it's the wrong meaning.
Right, right.
Where, and like I say, in America, your spirituals were spiritualists are like, they call them sensitive. Do you want to answer that one, Trish?
What was that?
That one that you just put up there.
Oh, do you get nervous reading the if I get a bad card, I don't get nervous. How I try to approach it is I try to approach it a negative reading. Well, not a negative reading per se, but the card itself, I try to approach it in a positive way so that it doesn't seem so it doesn't come off as negative, right? Because a lot of people have it in their heads that the death card, right, means absolutely, oh my God, I got the death card, I'm dying, right? That's definitely not what the death card means. The death card means the end of a cycle, the start of a new. And it's like the devil card. Oh my God, I got the devil card. The Satan's after me or something, right? That's definitely not what that card means, right? And the devil card means like it can mean several things, but I take it as meaning like something you're attached to, like an obsession, an addiction, right? Something that's holding you down and keeping you conformed. That's how I read the devil card usually. So it's not necessarily like how everybody wants to portray it to be as like a really bad negative thing.
And remember, death, like even the death card isn't necessarily a bad card.
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So if it does come up to where it's like, reversed or whatever, or I just get a bad feeling, I try not to put it in a negative aspect. I try and turn it into something positive.
Definitely, because I mean the death card, literally like Trish just said, it could be the ending of something, and it doesn't necessarily mean life.
Exactly.
End of a phase, end of a time, end of a relationship. I mean, ends aren't also bad. I mean, as we're saying, death isn't the end. Death is definitely not the end for anybody. When you die, your spirit, you go into spirit form. What happens from there is you have you're just like you could be a spirit guide. You can go into another body. The possibilities are endless.
Well, yeah, that and like always, like I always say this: death is never the end,
It's
right? So exactly. So you can associate the death card instead of with how people say, "Oh my God, it represents death." It represents new, like it's only the beginning in my eyes, right? It's like birth. It's only the beginning. Death is only the beginning, and that's how I associate the two.
And Tracy says, I believe in mediumship and desperately want to see my granddad. I would love to, but he never comes. This is when you get how to put this nicely, but if you push him, right, he's more likely to stick his feet in the sand. I'll come when I'm ready, girl. Yeah. I mean,
because I do my spirit box sessions. And I know people. I can't say I can get everybody, but strong. It just depends on the energy that the person is also putting out towards that vision. If you got to really want it, you have to like before a session. If I do a private session, I make the person like have a meditation session for like an hour about certain vibes and energy and pictures of that person's and noises and videos of them. So they're really in their forefront mind. And then that energy is put out for that person to come forward. It makes it really easy to actually do a spirit session that way.
Yeah. And anybody that's interested in this field, you know, the more meditation you do, the more likely you are to be open. You're not only grounding yourself, but you're also, you know, you're opening those channels, if you like. And meditation, you know, you can, I'm afraid of the evil out there. Air Force vet. My dad is not religious in any way, means or form, but I always remember he used to say, it's not the dead you've got to worry about, it's the living.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. 100%. And to also go with that statement, you know how people are always scared of monsters and demons and bad spirits they don't see? You know, the real monsters, right, that actually can do damage to you are in the physical world. It's actual people.
Yeah, yeah. I've cried, I've begged. Yeah, Tracy, you know, bless you. You know, try some meditation, Tracy. Even if you just, because it's so easy nowadays as well to do meditation. You've only got to put on your phone, on your mobile phone, get some meditation music up, put it on the side of the bed when you go to sleep at night, because you don't have to actually be there and doing all the zzz thing, you know. Meditation is about relaxing, and a lot of the time, when I understand that now, Air Force, when you're at rest, especially when you're asleep, you go on to a different, you almost go onto different planes, if you like.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So if you know, that's why things come to us in dreams. You know, my mum, hi Shelby, my mum died at the age of 32. I was 7, and she doesn't come to me very often at all. But when she does come to me, it's always in dream. Okay, and she'll come, for argument's sake, you know, a few years ago, I was like, you know, I had my driving instructor's business. I had to give that up because of the brain tumour and stuff like that. And it was like, well, I've always worked. I've always done something. Okay. So in a dream, my mum came to me and went, Tree of Lives. You can make Tree of Lives. And look where I am now. You know? So even though she doesn't come to me, I've seen her maybe 2 or 3 times while I've been awake. But most of the time she comes to me in dream. And this is when I say, you know, keep a notebook by the bed, because they reckon that you can, even you, Soul Goodman, you know, if you that they reckon that, you know, we have so many dreams a night, but if you if as soon as you wake up, that's when you're meant to be able to remember most of your dreams. So, you know, try and think along that line so that you have got a book there. Oh, bless you, Tracy. They come to us. They come to us. They do. You know, and I mean, this is probably meant to be just about spirit guides, wasn't it? But you know, and that is, you know, is all part of the spirit guide thing. And now people, you know, we get scared that we're going to die. We're scared this, we're scared that, and we frighten ourselves. And the best thing that you can remember is that, you know, we're just going on to another plane. And the people that are upset are the ones that we leave behind. And you know, and I mean, it sounds horrible, but you know, when we're crying for our lost ones, we're not crying for them because we know that they've gone somewhere better, or, you know, we're brought up to believe that, and I do believe it because I've seen the other side of how these spirits are. But it's us that are living. We're the ones that are going to miss them. They don't miss us because they see us all the time. They can come and tap into your brain whenever they want. But just tell them not to come with me to the toilet. That's all. That's one. You can follow me everywhere, or if it's at night time, not now, not tonight.
I speak to my spirits that are with me. If they're bugging me, I'll be like, knock it off. I'm busy.
Yeah.
Like, they hear you.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think there are angels? Yes, I do. 1000%. 1000%. That there's all different
Angels,
variations of
demons.
angels. Just like there's different ranks of angels. Okay, so there's different ranks of angels, and there are also different ranks of fallen angels, right? So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you don't want to scare anybody, but
if they're here, they should. We're for the scare.
But I mean, if they're, what you got to remember is and I know Air Force has just said that they're Catholic and what have you, and the Catholic religion is quite a strong religion. I know my dad was brought up as Catholic, and he was taught by nuns. I mean, he had a hell of a time with the nuns at school. So when he left school and left home, he dumped it all. But it's a strong religion. But,
it is. Catholics are also very because I'm baptized as Catholic, but I don't practice the faith. But Catholics are very into saints and angels. Saints and angels are huge in in Catholicism, like huge. Everything that they do can be noted back to a certain saint. So saints and angels are huge for Catholicism, for sure.
And what Tracy's just said there, they always say the saying, there's got to be
wrong one.
Yeah. Because hell's here on earth. And to a certain degree, yes, I'm absolutely absolutely, yeah, they do scare you to death, don't they? But that I believe that as well. But see, if we believe in heaven, then we almost have to believe in hell. Or if there's a God, then we have to believe there's a devil, because that's what we're taught, that the devil was God's right hand, and was sent down to earth. Yeah. It doesn't, and I'm pretty sure it says sent down to earth, not sent into the earth. Am I right?
Yep, sent down to earth. Yeah. Yep, you're correct.
So there you go.
Yep, St. Anthony. Yep. See, Air Force vet knew what I was talking about. You can always relate something in your life to a saint, according to Catholicism. That's how it is.
Yep.
And I mean, when we're talking about angels as well, and like Trish was talking about archangels, and there's one thing that I tell everybody, if you're ever scared or you feel uneasy, you're needing help, you feel like you're needing protection or something, you ask for Archangel Michael. He's the defender. He will. I always say to him, just wrap your wings around me, and that usually helps, because he is the protector. Yeah, he's the warrior, the protector. So that is one of my main go-tos, which is Archangel Michael, and a little bit of for anybody that's in the UK. And as you know, that we I don't know whether it's the same in America, but we have patron saints.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. We have. Yep. That's here too.
Yeah. And Archangel Michael is the patron saint of policemen over here. You ask any copper that, they don't know.
Over here.
Yep.
Is it the same as that?
Yes, I mean, because a lot of cops also practice, or in some areas practice Catholicism themselves. it's based on the Catholic religion as well in some places.
Mhm.
It's just a motivator.
But yeah, if you ever feel, and obviously call on your spirit guides as well, because that's what they're there for as well, to protect you and try and steer you away from things. Yes, St. Michael, Archangel Michael, yeah. So when we're talking about spirit guides, you may have one, you may have 10, 50. You're not going to know them all at the same time.
Right.
But then, I mean, I always say you've got your main one.
They come and go.
Huh?
They can come and go, and some
Oh, yeah.
can stay, and some can go, and some will stay, and they're passing through spirits that connect with your energy.
I was just about to say that.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No. I was just about to say that. But it's like St. Christopher, isn't it? St. Christopher's he's the saint of travel. We, again, I don't know if you have them in America, but like we have St. Christopher like necklaces. And isn't it was it St. Christopher where I'm trying to visualize the picture of him now, where he's got the child on his back and he's going through water? Is that the one? Somebody's going to tell me any different.
Yes, he's got the child on his back. Yeah. Yep.
And
I had to look it up because it's been a long time. I had to look it up. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know nothing about Catholicism. I mean, I respect the religion, but I just don't know nothing about it and never practiced it.
Yeah.
Now you get me in Christianity because I was raised up in that. I can go for days.
See, now, I mean, it's funny because both my brother and sister, they were both christened. I was never christened. And the things I heard, as I was growing up, and that was the reason I wasn't christened, because I could choose my own path, if you like. But yeah,
well, that's how I have my kids. I have not baptized my kids anything because it's like you. I want my children to choose their own path of what they want to go as far as whatever spirituality quest or whatever it is that they want to do. I want it to be their decision. I don't want something forced upon them that they haven't chose.
Yeah. I mean, with all your spiritual things as well, you've got your gemstones that are spiritual. There's so much around us. And where do gemstones come from? Mother Nature.
Yeah, it comes from the earth. Yep, Mother Nature.
When you look at a lot of things, you can take it all back to Mother Nature.
That is true.
A lot of my energy I use like elemental objects like water, fire, air, rocks. I'm a heavy crystal believer. Oh, crystals possess so much energy.
Who's Judy calling? Who are you calling a turtle, madam?
Judy? I don't see a Judy.
No, it's Small Town Joe.
Oh.
Calling me a turtle, look.
A turtle.
Turtle.
Calling me a turtle. What? Oh. Was that with me? Yeah.
Yeah, I think she means you.
Yeah. I mean, I woke up this morning and I was like...
We were talking about your personal concert. Well, her personal concert and your concert the other night.
Said her concert was amazing.
Oh, whose?
We were talking about your personal concert.
Your concert, Sally.
Oh, God. I know I was singing last night.
I'm in chat as the Devil's Rejects, and so is Trisha. We share the account because we share. So I'm in the account watching and in here chatting, and yeah. So if you see me in chat, I try to drop my name if I can.
Any good meditations, like I say, the way that I started off, and yeah, I haven't been a meditator. I've not done meditation for years and years and years. You know, it's something that has only been, I would say, like the last 10 years, if you like. And like I say, it's got a lot easier now because you can just pick your phone up and you know, just search meditations. And if there's something that you specifically wanting to do meditation for, because then you've got, you know, there's so many different things. So if you want to try and open up your chakras, there's just so many. I mean,
Oh
you know,
yeah,
I mean,
chakras is like a whole nother topic in itself.
oh god, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I get confused with that, I'll tell you. But I mean, you know, I mean, maybe Trish would be able to put some links maybe in the description after of different meditation things that you can get on YouTube.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I actually meditated before I came into this live because I wasn't sure what we were going to get into, and I wanted to be open up to all spirits. So yeah, I mean, I meditate heavily, especially before any spirit session.
Oh yeah, and you've got to ground yourself as well. You know, no, don't forget. You know, you can meditate, which is bringing you. It almost brings you to another level, but then you've got to remember you've got to bring yourself back down again, and remembering that grounding, which again is Mother Nature. Get your feet into that ground. If you live by the sea, there's no better place to go and do a bit of meditation or cleaning the cobwebs out, if you like, is to be on a beach. You know, with the waves. You know, like when I go down to my dad's, I always go down to the beach because it's not far, and I just sit on the pebble beach, which hurts my bum, but actually I always feel a lot better after it. Yeah, I feel so positive. Yes.
See,
Right.
I have yet to experience a Reiki session, but I hear they are absolutely amazing.
I've never had a Reiki session. Or Reiki, I can't ever pronounce that.
Now you got me questioning how I'm saying
Reiki.
how I'm saying Reiki. Yes.
Reiki.
You totally, literally, I almost forgot how to pronounce it because of how you were saying it. I was like, am I saying it right now?
I suck at, I will say, pronouncing like hard words like that. No, not happening. I suck at that. So, is it Reiki?
Reiki.
It's Reiki.
Reiki.
Uh-huh. See where Starborn's there? They've put there, look, the ocean is the best. If you can't get down to the beach, that's what I say. Get it on your phone. Get it on your phone. A meditation with just the sound of the sea just coming in and out. I mean, the more, if you like, the more relaxed you are, the more that your mind's at peace, then you're more likely to get signs. But remember as well, I mean, I know we had Tracy saying that she wants to see her granddad. Maybe he hasn't come because he knows it'll scare the bejeevers out of you.
Mm-hmm. That's all I was going to say.
Yeah, they know more than us. You know, we might go, oh yeah, we'll be fine. Mm-hmm.
She actually does. Raina, she is a medium. She is a actual medium, so she can do readings and connect for you. Absolutely, 1,000%. 1,000%.
But see, like I was saying earlier, when I do readings, my mind has to shut off, because if I took on everything, now that sounds a bit I would love to have a session.
A sesh.
Yeah, have a sesh. You do know I'm 50 and I'm nearly 51 now.
I'll have a smoke sesh.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we can maybe, I don't know, do a session over here one night, Trish and so.
Oh yeah, whichever you like is good. I mean, it's your, yeah, definitely. And I, no matter where I'm at, I'm always going to recommend Sally Ann. So you guys might get tired of hearing me recommend her wherever I'm at, but I always recommend Sally Ann.
Sally Ann's a great medium. I've used her. I mean, she doesn't, like she just mentioned earlier. She did a reading for me. She doesn't remember much, but I remember a lot, and it really spoke to a few things in my personal life. And I think and ever since then, I just can't stop picturing it. It was weird once because I always had visions of certain things. She told me, so I'll kind of give a quick rundown on what Sally Ann told me. She told me I have 2 spirit guides, John Luke and another one, unnameless boy, but they were brothers who lived on the farm back in England. One's a darker spirit, the one that is unnamed, but the one that's named is the lighter spirit, younger boy. Friar Tuck, or what was it?
Jean. I thought it was Jean Paul.
Yeah, no, Jean Paul, but it looked like the poor little Friar Tuck. Oliver. Yep. I sorry, I'm bad with actors. But and ever since then, I've just had that vision, and they're speaking a lot more to me. And I want to thank you for that, Sally, because now you've opened me up to my spirit guides, and I'm kind of trying to start communicating with them more, because it's really something that they have a lot of answers to, more than you could believe. I believe they're one of the closer connections to your guardian angels.
Mm-hmm.
So they speak directly to your guardian angel. So yeah, I appreciate that, and it was really nice to know and learn about it. And you did great. We got to do more.
We have got to do more, Friar Tuck.
I'm going to use the potty. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Enjoy the potty.
Yeah, I mean, use pendulum frequently to connect. Yeah. They are. Some people, it scares the bejeebles out of them.
I don't know. I like the EVPs. I'm into all that. Pendulum, I've never really tried or experimented with. I know a little bit about it.
It will freak you out.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Because you're like, I am not moving a bloody inch, and yet this thing is moving.
So is it like? I mean, it's not Ouija boardish, is it?
No. You got your. I don't even know where my pen. See, these things run away from mind. If you saw the state of my bloody room at the minute, you can use anything as a pendulum, as long as it's sort of free moving, if you like. Doesn't have to be gemstones. It could be, I don't know, let's say a conker, or that's tied on a bit of string. It doesn't. Do you know what a conker is?
I don't.
Oh.
A rock.
No, it's somebody help me. What's a conker?
I mean, I'm not the smartest tool in the box.
They're the things in the trees, and you do you not have conker
acorns?
Like acorns, but they're conkers. Do you not? You've got to have conkers over there.
Now I'm looking. Is it? Now
Can somebody dig me out of that?
What'd I miss?
What do you have conkers? Don't you?
Have what?
Conkers.
Conkers?
Oh God! Hang on a minute.
Oh God! Hey, I love Sally. So we were talking about pendulums, and
okay.
She's like, you can use anything from a conker, and I was like, wait, is that something?
Well, I have pendulums, so I just use pendulum.
But she said you can use gemstones to conkers, and I'm all, wait, what's a conker? First off,
what is that?
Is it a pine cone?
No.
Like she's like, it's from a tree.
Oh, come on. Oh, Pete's sake.
Horse chestnut?
It's like a chestnut. No, Sally, a conker tree is really?
Oh, it's only a British tree.
The squirrel in the tree that you found?
Huh? Really? No.
It's only a British tree.
Exactly. Look, Tracy's got it there. Huh?
I didn't know that.
No.
A bowl of conkers at your door key. If it does, I need to get me a bowl of conkers.
Yeah, I need to get some of that too.
Here you go. Right, hang on. I'm going to show you what a conker. If I can share
I know
this.
what a dowsing rod is. I love dowsing rods. Raina, I love them. It almost looks like an acorn, but flat.
Someone's echoing.
I can't believe you don't have conker trees. Right, here we go. If you share this, right.
It looks like a cherry.
So is it a nut?
It's like a nut.
I mean,
I'll
yeah,
say
it has to be a
it
nut
just
if they're
about
hitting
looks
it.
like one.
I mean, you can get that. They can be
There's a
huge.
championship for this stuff.
You. We used to look. See when they're broken. If you put them in vinegar and stuff, you could make them harder.
Don't bust your nut.
Yeah, they're all
Oh.
They just busted open a conker.
yeah. But conkers, if you place them, I know people say put a bowl by your door, but if you put them on your windowsill, it's meant to keep spiders out.
Do they smell like strong, or do they
No.
afraid?
They're a bit like that's why they're called conkers. They're a bit like chestnuts.
Okay.
That's what I would say. Yeah.
Okay, a chestnut that's a good explanation. I know that.
Yeah.
You can use one of those.
Starborn says in schools, not just in schools.
No, there's a championship for that.
They have actual championships. Yeah, I mean, see, when you're doing like a pendulum, I always start with give me a positive, give me a negative. But I mean, if you're in tune with your pendulum, then you don't have to ask them every time. But it depends which way they're going to swing. That sounds really bad as well. To giving you yes and no answers. God, I've got a fly out there that keeps going in that bloody cup.
I mean, dowsing rods are kind of the same theory, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But dowsing rods, the best way, or the best dowsing rods that I've ever had, again, you can use twigs, but copper.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Copper's best. Yeah. Truckload of conkers for the spiders.
Can I ask you a question, Sally Ann?
Yeah.
When did you come in contact with your spirit guide first? If I may ask, if it's not if you something you want to share.
Yeah, no. She's always been around, and I guess it wasn't long after my mum passed, and I would. When they say kids when they're talking to themselves, an imaginary friend. That's the word I was looking for.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So as I was sort of growing up, sort of after Mum passed, one particular person that used to look after me, she always used to say, "Oh, she's talking to her imaginary friends," and I don't remember too much of it. Now that sounds like something's rattling around in the back garden. I ain't going down there. It's 1:15 in the morning.
At least the kids aren't playing this late, like the other day.
Probably a hedgehog. That sounds a bit loud. Yeah, so I don't remember really communicating with. Oh my God, it's the cat. It's got a frog.
Oh my God.
Did you hear that?
No, but when he said so your spirit animal is bringing you another spirit animal.
Have you heard frogs?
Yes, there's frogs all around where I'm at, and that's all I hear.
And they scream. No, have you heard them when they? Oh,
Yep.
she had one earlier. Me and Annabelle nearly bloody panicked because we were both sat there just talking. All of a sudden we heard this. And we were like, what the hell's that?
Yep. Glenn can hear it whenever I'm talking with him. He'll hear him in the background over here and be like, what is that? And I'm like, it's a frog.
I thought someone was getting choked out the other night. I was like, whoa.
Family bringing supplies. Oh no, poor Froggy. Hope it's funny. She's a stupid cat. So I don't actually remember any conversations, if you like, with her, but I always felt I wasn't alone. Going out, but Jenny, I'm not going to go and help a bloody frog. Do you know what time it is out there? I'd scream the bloody neighbourhood out anyway if it jumped at me. That's what I say, that the living don't scare me when it comes to animals. I'd rather see a spirit than a real frog. Anyway, so I believe, well, I mean, they're always with you, but I think I really sort of started to, if you like, sort of communicating with her. My dad had a girlfriend who was who was a healer, and my dad, like I say, he doesn't believe in any religion, and she used to freak him out because back in the day when I don't know whether you had it over there, but like you used to get the spiritual healers, and they used to like operate spiritually and take things out. I mean, it was. I've never heard of it in my adult life, but anyway, she was a healer, and she kept saying to my dad that I had abilities, and I think the first time that I really remember seeing her was this lady Audrey had brought me a coat, and it was a big flary coat, grey, I'll never forget it, and I remember seeing little Rosie, and she had the same sort of coat on as me, so I always looked at that coat as being like a Victorian coat, if that makes sense. So that's the first time I remember seeing her. But yeah, I mean, they're always around. But yeah, that's the first time I remember seeing her. It's hard to remember because I've had, I've seen my mum when I was younger. It's hard to pinpoint really.
Yeah, see, I don't know if I've ever, I don't know if I've ever seen mine, and if I have, I definitely don't remember. But oh my god, no, oh my god. Okay, I have to tell you about this quote unquote imaginary friend, because you know how everybody always says, growing up kids have imaginary friends. Well, my cousin and I were exactly 6 months apart, so we grew up together, and we shared the same imaginary friend. And we would like literally take baths with this friend, go outside and play with this friend, include this friend in like everything that we did. I remember that, and I'm thinking back on it now, and I'm like, that's kind of weird that we shared the same imaginary friend. I mean, I even remember. Oh, okay, it's a weird name too. His name. Well, we always said he because he was a he. His name was Frocky, and I don't know why, but that's just what we called him, Frocky. I have no idea why that was his name, but his name was Frocky.
Spirit guides can be with more than one person at a time. So, I mean, from my experience, prove me if I'm wrong, Sally Ann, tell me. But in my experience, spirit guides can be in multiple places at once.
Yeah, I mean, it probably, because you were so close with your cousin, so there was that unique bond between you anyway. So I would have probably, thinking about that, I almost want to say there would have been a twin.
Because we still talk about him to this day. Like, we'll just run and be like, oh my god, do you remember our imaginary friend Frocky? And we'd like still talk about it to this day.
But do you ever get any feelings that he's still?
See, I don't know. Like when I talk about now, I mean, right now I get a feeling.
Mm,
Not now that I'm talking about it with you, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'd have to actually really think about it because I never thought about it before because it just became like a natural thing to talk about him. It was just like, oh, you remember Froggy, like just in conversation. So I
mm,
never really thought about it. If I could feel him or sense him or anything, I never really thought about that.
mm. Because I mean, with that, I'm getting like a twin in one soul. Like an identical twin would
Right.
be one soul. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Or spirit, if identical. So yeah, maybe he's still with both of you. But see, and that's the other thing. As we grow older, we're told, in inverted brackets, that these things don't exist.
Right.
And it's there you go. Why did you just jump out? I said I wouldn't be able to find my pendulum. It's just
Did you find it?
showing itself to me. It's just there. And all I saw was the
The
chain.
fairies brought it to you.
Yeah. All I saw was the chain. So yeah, I mean, with something like that, I would say like there was probably twins there, which kept you cousins together as well. Mm.
That's actually really comforting because I actually didn't think about the imaginary friend before, like until now, how I was like, you know what? It was kind of weird that we shared the same imaginary friend. Like I'm finding it, after looking back on things, I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, you know what? That is a little strange that we shared the same imaginary friend. And then
And
when you
just
say it,
talking about things like this, it brings
yeah,
memory back.
exactly.
This is what I say. As we get older, we're told that these things aren't real. The monsters under the bed aren't real. But you're not telling me that when I've got an 8-legged monster underneath the bed. Mm-mm.
Right?
Is there any more questions? Or
Yeah. Any more questions? Did you have an imaginary friend, Saul?
he still
I
has?
mean, sorry, I was leaning back. Yes, I have had imaginary friends when I was younger. I just don't remember much about it. It just wasn't something that stuck with me. I don't know. Like I said, I don't remember much about my childhood. It was kind of weird.
Understandable.
And some things happen. And this is where Mother Nature is such a wonderful thing, because she allows us to forget if there's anything bad happens. The same as she'll allow you to remember something that's good that's happened, especially when it comes to children. And again, this is your guardian angels that play a part in that, and your spirit guides, because your spirit guides, your guardian angels, they're there to protect you. So if something has happened in even down to our previous lives, because some people get regression where they go back, and I can't, what's it called when they take you back through regression? So you can go into your past lives and stuff.
Oh yeah, the past life regressions. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I've lost my train of thought now. Oh my God, that's because I was going to cough and I stopped myself.
Oh, I was going to say, did you get distracted by the spirits or something?
It's more like a moth.
That moth has been around you for a long time now. It's
No,
Moths don't have a long life cycle. Okay.
No,
You
but
just
this
are
one,
attracted to
one
moths.
pushed its luck. But yeah, sometimes, that's what I was saying. Like our guardian angels and our spirit guides, they are there to protect us as well. So if things happen to us, that, that were bad enough for you not to remember. My God, they're not going to let you remember it. But then sometimes you'll find as you get older, you get what they call flashbacks.
I get some flashbacks,
yeah, and that could be like, whoa, where did that come from? And it could be past things that have happened in your childhood that you have put to the back of your mind, or our guardian angels, our spirit guides, they've protected us, and then they only allow us to see it. They only allow us to see it when we can cope with it or get help with it.
Right. I understand that.
Saying I'm blurry, it's because I've known. So yeah, they do play, and if you do believe in all of this, of course, because this is for entertainment purposes only. See, this is what happens.
A lot of people, if you don't believe it, that's understandable, but it's a scientific, it's not proved. There's stuff proven by science that it's unexplained in the spirit realm. So if you want to, let's say you're an outsider and, how can you explain these EVPs, the, EMFs and the visions, with many people sharing certain visions with certain feelings with different people and different things and getting it. It's up to debate, of course, but in my opinion, with all the evidence out there, there's just too much unexplained to not say there's not a spiritual world out there, in my opinion.
And yeah, exactly. Some people can go through their whole life and never experience anything. But when you get that deja vu that is unexplainable, oh, you've been here before. How could have you been here? You've never been anywhere near that city or what have you. It's probably because you've been there in a previous life.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You can carry over a lot of experiences, memories, feelings from life to life as well. Not just spirits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, well, if nobody else has any more questions,
I appreciate everyone.
Yeah, I would like to thank Sally Ann for coming out, because I know she's in a totally different time zone, so it's like super late for her.
Mm-hmm.
So I really appreciate the fact that Sally Ann was able to be here.
But yeah, we can do it again.
I would love it.
Whenever, hopefully I haven't got a cold man throat.
I saw someone say earlier you need a neti pot. Definitely recommend.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Need a what?
A neti pot?
A neti pot.
What's a neti pot?
Oh,
Chris will have to tell you in the chat what a neti pot is.
Oh.
But yeah, it's used to help with congestion and a whole lot of nasal stuff. It's really good. It works really well.
You got to bend your head in a weird, awkward direction, but it's really fun.
It's really fun. But yes, thank you everybody for being here tonight for our special guest. And our special guest is a very special lady. And if you would like anything from her crafts to her spirituality, like mediumship readings or anything, please feel free to hit her up on her channel or give her an email. And thank you for coming out and supporting us as well. It's always very much appreciated, because without you guys being here to support us, we wouldn't have a channel and be where we are right now. So very much
really appreciate you, Sally Ann. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. No, thank you for having me.
Anytime. Gosh, no problem.
Did you hear what Lady Witch just said?
I've had a bad experience too, but it works wonders if you use it correctly. It's almost like waterboarding if you do it wrong. What?
You're trying to kill me off then.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you,
you,
Lady Wi.
everybody. Thanks, Sally, and we will definitely be getting together with Sally and again. So hit the bell for notifications, subscribe, like, comment, and we will catch you guys all next week. Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.